All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're back here talking about the Seattle Seahawks late night upload for you guys. And this team is so intriguing to me because they're kind of doing something a little bit newer. Right now in the NFL, for the winner's blueprint, it is to spend the money on the offensive side, right? Typically, defensive players get injured at a much higher rate than offensive players. Defensively, what you want to do is you want to go young, you want to go fast, but more importantly, you want to go cheap because you're trying to sustain this winning. So you want to pay top dollar to your star defensive players. But keep in mind, in our last 5 Super Bowl winners, not a single one of them has had a top 5 defense. The Rams from a couple of seasons ago, they had the 15th ranked statistical defense of that season. Seattle's in an interesting spot for me because they have so much young talent. Guys that are already contributing, that financially they're in this really awesome spot where you have young talent, you have middle of the ground talent, and then you have like older veteran depth talent. Guys like Bobby Wagner coming on over to the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, Dre'Mont Jones coming on over. So when I look at Seattle on paper, I look at, all right, they have the quarterback. Right? The most important, you got the quarterback. You got Geno Smith coming off a stellar year. We'll talk about that in a second. You have your star wide receiver in DK Metcalf. I mean, Tyler Lockett is one hell of a reliable wide receiver, but you have DK, your rising star in this league. You have your left tackle, last year's first round pick in Charlie Cross. And then when we take a look defensively, you have Dre'Mont Jones coming on over. All right, big time addition, something that we haven't really seen from Seattle in the last couple of off seasons. They have their star linebacker in Jordan Brooks, and you have your star defensive back in Tariq Woolen coming off 6 freaking interceptions in his rookie season. It's insane. Tariq Woolen had 6 interceptions in his rookie season. But before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Seahawks fans, I had a blast covering you guys last season this summer. I love you guys so much. Seriously, words cannot express how I feel about you guys, changing my life one video at a time. If you could try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So if you get this kind of theme that I'm going at here, Seattle is so intriguing. They're so intriguing. Now, I will say, there are some players, guys like Jamal Adams, who are, taking up a large sum of that salary. We'll actually talk about Jamal Adams a little bit later on in the video. I feel like I just said Jamal Williams. I'm a cheesehead, if you guys didn't know. He's not a Packer right now, but he was a Packer. Anyways, when we take a look at Seattle, offensively last season, what did they finish with? They finished 9th. The big issue was defense, but to be more specific, it was rush defense. And I think a great example of why you don't need like this crazy top 5 elite legendary defense is use San Francisco of last season. If you guys have been watching this channel all summer, you know my thoughts. Seattle's going to win the NFC West. I feel so much better about Geno Smith than I do Brock Purdy. And I also think Seattle's roster is extremely deep and it's extremely talented. But take a look at San Francisco last season. They had an insane defense. Their defense was insane. Who did they lose to? They lost to the Eagles. Now, I know Brock Purdy ends up getting injured. All of their quarterbacks end up getting injured, but it's an offensive league. And Seattle's defense, with so many of these new faces coming on over to fill in the gaps, Dre'Mont Jones, like specifically with the run defense, Dre'Mont Jones, Jarran Reed, rookie Mike Morris, Cameron Young, these are guys who are going to severely stuff the run. Dre'Mont Jones is a star defensive end in the National Football League. He can stop the run and he can hit that quarterback. So they fixed their rush defensive woes, in my opinion, immediately with Dre'Mont Jones and Jarran Reed coming on over. A healthy Jordan Brooks is a game changer. This is that star linebacker, the blueprint. Quarterback, wide receiver, left tackle, defensive lineman, linebacker, and defensive back. They have it all. Jordan Brooks is going to be good to go. I think it was Pete Carroll said he would be shocked if he does not play in the week opener or in the regular season opener. But Jordan Brooks is a player who, he got injured like right at the end of last season, which was a huge pain in the ass for the Seahawks defense. 161 total tackles. The year before, 184 tackles. Jordan Brooks is 25 years old. I've been covering this team since like last October. Outside of Seahawks fans, people don't realize, I don't think anybody actually knows who Jordan Brooks are unless you are a divisional rival in the NFC West or you're a Seahawks fan. Jordan Brooks is one of the best rising linebackers in the National Football League. But it didn't end just there. They pick up or they bring back, I should say, Bobby Wagner. They also bring in Devin Bush, great depth linebacker piece. So I'm set on the defensive line. I have my new star, Vermont Jones. I have my star linebacker in Jordan Brooks. So that gets us to the secondary. And the secondary was actually a great positive for the Seattle defense last season. Devon Witherspoon, the rookie, comes on over from the University of Illinois. But you have Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs and Tariq Woolen already. And it actually gets super deeper. You have Julian Love, new addition, Jarek Reed, Kobe Bryant coming on over, switching to safety. What I want to say is this. Devon Witherspoon, in my opinion, is going to be a lockdown cornerback in the league. I don't know if it'll happen in his rookie season. We'll see plenty of flashes of it in his rookie season as long as he can stay healthy. But their secondary might be one of the best in the league. And I feel kind of weird saying that because it feels like a hot take because I don't really feel like I hear, NFL media or NFL casual fans talking about the Seattle Seahawks secondary. But like, I watched the games last season. I look at their talent. I look at Jamal Adams coming in healthy, Julian Love coming on over, Devon Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen entering year 2. You have Quandre Diggs. Like, this is one of the best secondaries in the league. As we mentioned, Tariq Woolen had 6 picks in his rookie season. That's insane. But I want to finish this video talking about Jamal Adams because he's taken up a lot of money, was injured last season. They go out there and they pick up Julian Love. And that was so interesting because it puts pressure on Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams, here's the thing. He only played that one game for Seattle last season, then he got injured. The last time we saw Jamal Adams, I guess not the last time we saw him fully healthy, but back in 2020, in his first year with the Seattle Seahawks, keep in mind, Jamal Adams, I feel like a lot of people think he's like this 32-year-old washed up defensive back. He's 28. Jamal Adams is 28. 3 years ago, he made All-Pro second team in his first year with Seattle. He played only 12 games, 3 pass deflections, a forced fumble. He had crazy 9.5 sacks, 83 total tackles, 14 quarterback hits. I'm not saying Jamal Adams is going to get back to that form, but I think a lot of people view Jamal Adams as just this washed up defensive back like Richard Sherman at the end of his career. Jamal Adams is a player who's, a very proven player, but there's still something there. And because he only played that one game for Seattle last season before he got injured, and the injury definitely does suck, a lot of people are forgetting about Jamal Adams. In my opinion, he is still a great safety. I think when he's going to be healthy, I still think he'll reestablish himself as one of the best safeties in the league. I also want to finish this video off talking about the UCLA rookies, Zach Charbonnet and Jake Bobo. One quick thing, and we'll talk about this as the season progresses. The Seahawks did a good job with running the ball last year. Statistically, they only came in 18th, but they were the 8th last rushing attempt team. Zach Charbonnet, who we've talked about time and time again on this channel, he provides, with Kenneth Walker, because you want him fully healthy, he provides so much depth and talent at the running back position. So don't forget about Zach Charbonnet. He's going to have a big impact in his rookie season, even if it's not, he's not going to have 1,000 rushing yards because Kenneth Walker III exists. But Zach Charbonnet is a really good player. Along with Jake Bobo, we talked about Jake Bobo in our last video. He made the roster. I feel great as him being wide receiver 4. I just want to throw that in there. So congrats to Jake making that roster. That's it for today, man. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know. But guys, how do you feel about Seattle? It's such an intriguing team because they were supposed to win 5 games last season. They ended up winning 9. They're my NFC West pick. How many wins does this team finish with?